Kristi Noem, Secretary of Homeland Security. Secretary Noem, thanks for joining us. How soon will Gitmo be ready?
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is catching some heat for showing up to a Fox News interview in a full Border Patrol outfit. She also wore full ICE attire in this extremely brief video she posted on social media earlier this week. Take a look.
Here in New York City this morning, we are getting the dirt bags off these streets.
Now, here's a picture of that fit. Just ridiculous. Now, Noem will be joining Meet the Press for an interview this Sunday. Cenk, any bets on whether she'll be wearing her full Border Patrol outfit for that hit?
Okay, we're back to outfits. So, look, I'm going to surprise you guys a little bit. I think that there's some political value in it. Now, but it does look goofy. Okay, and Jordan, don't show her your hat. She's going to want that hat. Okay. She's like, oh yeah, I'm the baddie, not Jordan Yule. So, anyways, real quick on this, I'm going to get to Waz and then come back to why I think that it might be a little bit effective. But there's an old story that's actually in my book, Justice is Coming, about how Chris Matthews used to love it when the politicians played dress up. He was a huge host on MSNBC back in the day. And when George Bush dressed up as a pilot and landed the jet and before the mission accomplished speech, it was the worst moment of his presidency. He said he regretted it later because the mission was not accomplished. That was 2 months into the Iraq War, right? Chris Matthews on air. He's like, oh, look at him. He looks so good. He looks like a pilot, jet fighter pilot. He's like amazing. And he's like Rudy Giuliani. He's like the cop. You need that cop on the beat. You need it, okay? And then they have and he went through all these characters. He's like Fred Thompson, who was a literal actor, by the way, then won as Republican senator from Tennessee. He would be. This is my favorite story. You probably heard a couple times if you watched a long time. He would go to events in his limo and then get in a red pickup truck and drive around in the red pickup truck. And the press would never report the limo that he came in, right? And so Chris Matthews was like, "Now you see that Fred Thompson? He looks like a man's man. He's got some aqua velva on him." I'm like, did you smell him? Okay, so this is the kind of coverage that used to be around in this mainstream media crap, like this dribble. So that's why they play dress up, because the media loves it. So I'm gonna get to why I think it might be an okay idea, actually, believe it or not, now that we're back into this era. But Waz, what did you think?
It definitely feels like it's of a piece with all the things that's happening around the Trump regime within the first 10 days or whatever it's been, even though it's felt like an eternity already. And I think so much of what they're doing is messaging to the public. It's like signaling, even if they're not getting that much done. I think they've deported like 1,000 people so far, and they claim that there's 20 million illegals. Like, you guys can even do the math on that in terms of percentage-wise of people that have been deported. There's just a level of messaging and PR, if you will, that the Trump and all of their people are engaged with in terms of making the headlines. And this lady, when she's like dressed up in a uniform, she's trying to show people like, I got appointed to this cabinet position and I'm taking it seriously. I'm literally in it. I'm in a uniform, so I'm like in the job, is what she's trying to express to people. Obviously, we don't fall for it because she looks ridiculous. She looks like you would never actually be in that job, right? Like knocking on doors and checking people's papers. Like, you would never be in that job. But I think that's what she's trying to signal to folks, that she's like literally, embedded with the folks that are going out and kicking out the immigrants who are allegedly ruining our once great country.
And why do they need her there? Like, all she's gonna be is a distraction, right? Like, oh, we gotta make sure the Department of Homeland Security Secretary doesn't get hurt while she's posing for pictures.
Yeah,
right. Morale for the troops, Cenk. Come on, man. Everybody wants to see the leader on the front lines with you.
The dress up is always really funny to me. The Jared Kushner one, when he went to the Middle East in a suit and had that like tiny bulletproof jacket. That was that was a great one. And of course it could go bad. I mean, Dukakis in the helmet got widely panned.
Yes.
But every time I see Kristi Noem, and here is no exception, all I could think about is Jessica Burbank. And this is just Jessica Burbank's evil twin. They got separated at birth, and it's just it's sad. I've told her that.
I don't know about that, Jessica. I don't know. I don't know how you take that. So.
I've told her that, so I'm not talking about her behind her back. But that all I could see whenever I see Kristi Noem now, it's like
so funny.
Wow.
Okay. By the way,
Evil Burbank. That's amazing.
Jessica's at Drop Site News. Check that out. So look, the reason why I get the value of it is because Trump did this at McDonald's. He did it with the garbage truck, if you remember, at the end. Look, people like to see things with their own eyes and go, oh, okay, I can relate to him. He looks like a guy who works at McDonald's, whether that makes sense or not, right? And so it's some old school politics, even without the mainstream media fluffing you, although which each side has their own fluffers, right? But overall, what the message that they're sending, which they're shouting it is, we're on the job. We're doing things for you. And the Democrats could use a little bit of that. Like Joe Biden came in, first interview, he's like, I can't do $15 minimum wage. I can't do it. The parliamentarian, the filibuster, I can't do anything. Don't blame me. There was nothing I could do. And I'm like, dude, I don't know, put on an outfit, get out there in the streets, do something. Get caught trying.
That's been one of the biggest contrasts for me personally, guys, is Trump and his cronies being like, look, we had 4 years to prepare for this, and them just throwing the book at everything, and the Democrats being scared of a parliamentarian who nobody had ever heard of before. I never heard of this job until the Democrats made it the most powerful position in Washington.
Yeah, I got a good way of keeping everybody sober. Let's play a drinking game. You drink every time anyone in media or politics says parliamentarian in the next 4 years. You won't have a drink, all the problems will be solved because nobody's gonna, it's only when Democrats are in charge. They're like, oh my God, the parliamentarian, he runs the whole world and we can't do anything because of the parliamentarian. It's such an obvious excuse, right?
Parliamentarian is a she.
Is that right? Okay, that's true. Under Biden, it was a she. Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.